My name is Michael Greenspan.
Thomas, you beat me to it.
I'm an investigative journalist, one of those guys you see on the evening news. Sometimes our efforts bring about long overdue changes. Other times what we do is debatable. We seldom have answers. Our job is to raise the questions. Some stories put life and death on the line, and some touch something much deeper. Some would say much higher. It's a story like this that put me on tonight's flight to Tel Aviv. How I got here started with a phone call from an old friend. A production company in LA was doing a film about unexplainable phenomena during Israel's wars. Some of the stories were actually being called miracles.
Greenspan.
They wanted to know if I was interested. I told them I'd think about it.
Yeah, I got the package.
Personally, I find it hard to believe in miracles, not in the sense of some divine hand intruding in people's lives to achieve some heavenly purpose on earth. Too many horrible things happen to very good people for me to believe that. But clearly, something beyond their understanding has happened to a lot of reasonably intelligent people. But miracles? I don't know about that. Yet I couldn't escape the possibility that this assignment might help me explain how my people managed to survive 2,000 years of exile and then build a nation out of almost nothing. If there are miracles, Israel itself has to be one. Born out of the ashes of the Holocaust, it was just one day old when it was attacked by 12 armies that the world fully expected would annihilate it. There was one tank and 5 cannon with which to fight back an armada against them. And yet, Israel won. How? Every time Israel has been attacked, Pentagon and Kremlin leaders have declared defeat as inevitable. The military experts at West Point won't study Israel's wars because their outcomes are too impossible. But the anomalies don't stop on the battlefield. How did Hebrew become the only dead language in history to be revived after 2,000 years? Why would millions of people from around the world leave their homes and move to a desert wasteland to build new lives for themselves? How did these people manage to turn a land more than 80% desert into one of the largest food and flour exporters in the world? Why have incredible achievements in science, medicine, and new technologies happened here in greater concentration than anywhere else? There are no logical answers. Some say these things can only be explained as miracles. But are they? I decided to take the assignment. I didn't tell the producers I felt I had to. Hello? Hi, Rami. Yeah, I want to meet as many as I possibly can.
Ladies and gentlemen, we will soon be landing at David Ben-Gurion International Airport. Please fasten your seatbelts for the rest of the flight, and welcome to Israel.
This isn't my first time in Israel. I'm in and out of here a lot, doing news stories for CNN, BBC, and lots of others. I'm certainly not religious, but there's a part of me that feels like I'm home when I'm here. The road from the airport to Jerusalem takes about 30 minutes. But once you reach the old city, it feels like you've been traveling for centuries. Jerusalem is 3,000 years old, holy to Jews, Muslims, and Christians. This is the city of David, where Solomon built the temple, where God said he would forever dwell and watch over his chosen people. Of all the places to look for miracles, it should be here. I'm staying at the American Colony Hotel, as I always do. It's a favorite haunt for writers and journalists working in Israel. Maybe because it feels like some place where Hemingway would have stayed. I stay here because there's no other place that makes me feel more like I'm in turn-of-the-century Palestine. Room 6 of the American Colony Hotel. It is a wonderful place, but I won't have much time to enjoy it. I have just 12 days. 12 days to find the truth and tell this story, whatever it turns out to be. It's not enough time, but there never is. We begin tomorrow. If you believe the Bible, Israel's history is filled with stories of miracles. These are the stories I learned as a boy. The parting of the Red Sea, the sun standing still so Joshua could finish a battle, David killing the giant Goliath. If these stories are more than fables, then it wouldn't be inconceivable that they still happen. Today I'm investigating such a story. 2 miracles that supposedly occurred in the same place centuries apart. 8 miles north of Jerusalem is a forgettable backwater town called Michmash. Most people have never even heard of it. But 2 parallel stories apparently occurred here almost 3,000 years apart. One story is in the Bible. The other is recorded in the British war journals of World War I and in the personal memoirs of English Brigadier Major Vivian Gilbert, who was here in 1917. If a miracle took place here, I want to find out for myself.